Today we are going to repurpose some old paintings to make them into something sparkly and new. So grab a cuppa and let's get started. We're using Kuretake colours again today. We've got malachite and turquoise blue. We've got some cold pressed watercolour paper all taped down. We've got some washing up soap suds in a bowl. I've whisked them up with my hand and we're going to apply them liberally with a spoon, covering the whole page with the suds, then grabbing my paint, the malachite and the turquoise blue, and adding lashings of water to those paint pans, and then liberally adding the paint to the suds, ensuring the page is fully covered with the colour. You'll see at the end of this painting that I had a little bit of upset. It all went a bit wrong and it was really quite upsetting, but I think I managed to pull it back. So if you can let me know what you think in the comments, that would be great. So I've added the green there and now I'm adding the turquoise blue, literally pouring it out of the pans and getting that colour on there so that it's liberally covering all of those lovely soapy suds. This is so satisfying, playing with all of these lovely soapy bubbles. Really, really nice. And they're sort of crackling away in the background. It's a really nice sensation. So you're going to let it dry and this is what it leaves. It leaves these beautiful, lovely bubble patterns on your page. So again, you're going to grab your paint, the colours that you've used previously, and we're going to add some layers of paint to sort of represent some seaweedy type of underwater plants. We are then going to just add these stripes up the page, starting from the bottom, sort of bringing your brush up as you go. You're going to let that layer dry and then we're going to add some acrylic paint marks in a blue colour or a pencil, something similar would do the job. And we're going to layer over the paint marks to create extra depth to the painting. It just gives that sense that there are more plants at the bottom of the page and it just gives you a sense of depth. Once you've done that, we're going to grab a white acrylic paint pen. This painting's all about the layering, so the more layers you put onto the page, the more sense of depth you get. So adding the white acrylic paint pen, adding some little dots of bubbles all over that blue sea greenery. So once you've done that, we are grabbing a Prussian blue or something similar, you know, a dark blue colour. We're going to add some more depth to the painting by adding some shapes to the ocean floor. And I'm literally just pushing that paint onto the page using the shape of the brush. And it looks a little bit like stones or some greenery there. And then I've grabbed some acrylic ink, some gold acrylic ink. If you haven't got that, maybe use something similar. And we're going to add some gold bubbles just floating up to the surface. So putting all of those lovely bubbles all over there, just all of them coming up to the surface there. And then I've grabbed an old painting that I did a few weeks ago and I looked at it and just thought, I've really got the inspiration from this and just thought it really did look like fish. I could see, you know, cutting out the fish. That would look really, really good. They are similar colours that we've used for the background, so that's where I got my inspiration from. You can see the gold and the darker blues in there. So cutting out the fish shapes, and you want different sizes of fish, so some thin, some fatter ones. You're going to want some to go one way, some to go another way, and just cutting out all of those shapes. You may not have done this painting. If you want to do this painting, I will put it at the end of this video, or you may want to utilize something else, another painting that you've got. So I wanted to add a little bit of character to the fish, so I'm adding eyes, mouth and lines to their tails, and it gives them a bit of personality once you've done that. And then I've got a black acrylic paint pen that we are going to add to the edges because the colours were so similar. I just wanted to be able to see them against that background, so that just helps with that. So I've laid them out onto the page, and I've got some glue there, I've got some Mod Podge, and I've got an old brush, and I'm just adding that to the back of the fish, making sure they're all nicely glued down. I'd already sort of planned out where I was going to put them, but it may have changed, but I think I've just put them where I'd put them originally. And then I've got a board and I've got a weight, and I'm weighting it down so that it can dry a lot quicker and it just becomes quite secure. Grabbing the acrylic paint pen again and adding some bubbles from the fish's mouths, and they're going over their bodies, and that looks really good. And then I've got this gold felt tip pen which I am outlining that tape, slightly pushing onto the tape, and then it creates a lovely border. So this is where this upset is. I'm pulling away my tape, I've heated it up lovely, and there it is. You can see the paint has seeped underneath my tape. I was so disappointed. I was hoping for such a lovely white border. I thought that would really complement my painting, but unfortunately that was not to be. So instead of getting more miserable, I thought, well, what can I do? So I've grabbed the paint and I'm just adding some paint around the edges there. I've got my gold felt tip pen and I'm going to make some lines. I want to make a little bit of a feature of this mistake. So I thought, well, I'll add some lines and make it look more frame-like. So putting that all the way around the page there, making sure that it's fully covered. And then I thought, well, I really would like to lighten that up slightly, so I've grabbed the white acrylic paint pen and I'm just going to outline those gold marks there. So once I started doing this, I did start to feel a little bit better. I thought, well, actually, it seems to be working out okay. You know, from that upset, then I thought, well, I'm glad that I thought about doing this. I mean, initially when I peeled away the tape, I was really quite upset and thought, oh, it's ruined. But there you go. You can see the lovely, lovely gold on there and all the lovely reflections. And I think it's worked out quite well. I don't know. You tell me. What do you think? Is it something you're going to try? Maybe you'll like, maybe you'll subscribe. I'd love to see you again soon. Okay. See you soon. Bye.